It's Adam Montiel and Jeremy West broadcasting from the spot at the fair, the Cork Dorks in Mission Square.
That's still my favorite intro. I love it. Day 4 of the California Mid-State Fair, looking good, feeling good tonight. Nice breeze. We got Wild the Coyote hitting the stage of the Mission Square coming up 7 p.m. If you were lucky enough to hear a little bit of that sound check, you know you are in for a rocking time tonight. These are some great musicians. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. Make sure you stick around to the Mission Square stage. Get your libations on. We got beer, we got wine, cider, the frosé. Hint, Allie, I have not gotten my frosé today yet.
Me either.
Yeah, Matt, Jeremy.
I heard Jeremy complaining, too.
Is she supposed to bring it to you?
I don't know, or Sue's can or someone. I mean,
I always get one after.
I got to
hey,
work.
Careful,
I don't know.
Sue's going to slap you.
Yeah, but I'm getting ready for my frosé. It is like rosé wine, a little watermelon majesty, all wrapped up in a slushie that is only for the grown and sexy, the 21 and over. You got to check out, get your frosé on. Also, they got the Sue's Cougar coolers in here, and then we started blending them a little bit. Blending them is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Get the Cougar cooler with the frosé. It goes wild, and who knows? And when you got Wild the Coyote on stage, magic could happen tonight. So get your frosé on. We got Matt Villard. He is the proprietor and the winemaker for MCV Wines. If you have not heard of Tin City, this is an industrial area that has become really popular and a very trendy place to get your wine tasting on. It is industrial. It is all the wineries are a little bit closer together, but there is it's like this familial space. Forklifts are going on around you, and Jeremy, like tasting at Tin City, I mean, there's really nothing like it.
Yeah, I mean, what's great about it, too, and Matt, you can lean in on this, is, we've got all these boutique winemakers. These are guys, that want to get into wine, and, they couldn't go out and buy a vineyard. There wasn't, that takes a huge investment, but they can go buy fruit, and they can make it there in Tin City. So you've got all these boutique little wine. I mean, you think about a wine tasting. People like to go, and they're bouncing around, and maybe you hit 3 or 4. If you're real aggressive, hit 5 in a day. You could hit 20 in Tin City.
Oh,
I mean,
easily.
And it's great. I mean, talk about some of your neighbors and kind of what you guys have going on over there.
So we're in the new Tin City expansion. It's 3 very large buildings. My neighbors are going to be Orion Stang and his new project, Emercy and Ladrone, and then Cloak and Dagger with Ray Schofeld. He's a client of mine. I'm making his wine for him. He'll be right behind us. Actually, at my winery, we have a few wineries coming in that are going to be tasting. Actually, Jean Marie Cidery, they're going to be doing tastings and sales at MCV.
They're fantastic, by the way. A couple of buddies that got
Connor
together.
And Brandon are great,
and they do some great things with cider. But yeah, there's cider, there's spirits. There's a new distillery in there, Tin City Distillery.
Yeah.
There's food. There's ice. I mean, ice cream. Was that sheep milk's ice cream?
It's sheep's milk. Yeah, so it's great if you're like lactose intolerant or don't want the dairy. Negranti it's got you with the sheep's milk. Also, like award-winning olive oil there.
Yep.
With our friends there, so that's pretty cool. And there's all kinds of stuff there. I mean, from beer, cider, wine, spirits, Paso Wine Shine. I mean, tomorrow, like we talked about doing the Get Crafty competition, Tin City Distillery won with the best gin for the California Craft Spirits competition, right there in Tin City.
So I got to know, I mean, we're drinking all these great wines, and these are some big Rhones. We got Petite Syrah is something that Matt does at MCV. Matt Villard is the winemaker. He's hanging out with us here at the 15C and Mission Square stage. So what are we doing in the cellar when we're making these wines? I mean, what are we listening to? Talk about your playlist a little bit. What is what gets you going? What is when we're doing pump overs and we're doing the real work that happens in the winery? What do we have playing?
I used to just have actually the Crush or KZOZ playing most of the time.
So either new rock or classic rock.
Exactly. My new cellar master. He plays anything and everything. He had dubstep going yesterday, and the day before that was Phil Collins, and just the most random things.
Love me some Phil Collins.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was...
I don't know about... I've heard of dubstep. I don't know if I know exactly what that is. I'll look it up.
He is so good that I actually feel like I can show up late so I can help my wife get our 3-year-old and 5-year-old ready for preschool. I don't have to race into work at
We've been to Sellers before,
like,
and I'm thinking of Justin Smith, and it's all vinyl, right?
Yeah.
And it's like he's got all these old records, and that's what they do. They listen to old vinyl.
Yeah.
And it's so funny how music becomes such a big part of what happens in the winemaking process or anything else that we do, right?
I was talking to John Munch. He literally said that the wines will be different as you're bringing them in, like from harvest and stuff. They'll be different if you play music with them.
I play
literally. I mean, he believes it.
I believe it too. I play different music for my different wines based on how I'm fermenting them and what they want.
Is that right?
Explain that. What would make them different?
So for Rosewind Vineyard, I want it to be. That was the one we just had before we got to this one. I want it to be
Cross,
like
Ride
elegant,
Like the
elegant, balanced. I want it to be, just something beautiful, singing, and
I'm thinking more sailing.
I actually play opera for it.
Oh, opera. Okay.
Opera for this one, and then for the one we're having now, the Gemini, it's a bit more Petite Syrah, like traditional Petite Syrah, a little bit more oomph, a little bit more big.
Yeah,
so I tend to play
strong.
like Tom Petty, classic rock,
Richard Marx.
AC/DC,
Richard
something
Marx.
like
No,
that.
not Richard Marx.
Richard Marx, Endless Summer Nights.
No. AC/DC, Tom Petty, something like that.
That's what you play when you open it with the girl, And so you
I
really believe this is important.
I believe it's important, and it makes a difference.
Isn't it interesting the spirit, like the philosophical side of winemaking? I mean, winemaking. People go to Davis and they go to big colleges to study.
I went to Davis.
Yes, see, I mean, and like that is like the creme de la creme of like collegiate studying for viticulture and for winemaking. Yet there is still this side of you that leans into this philosophical and almost, I mean, maybe it's not religious, but a spiritual side of, hey, I'm going to play this music for these grapes and believe in it.
Wine is an organic thing that lives in the universe, and so yeast are a living organism. They actually communicate to each other. Not exactly what we do, but they shoot pheromones and things like that back and forth within the must. And so there's certain processes I actually do to talk to them.
Yeah.
There's certain ads we make. If a fermentation is slowing down because it's a negative ferment because something's happening, we add a certain product, and that removes a lot of the pheromones. And so because they're sending out pheromones that say stop fermenting, stop fermenting, stop fermenting because there's a problem, we can take that out and make them finish and trick them. So they are communicating, they are talking, they live in the universe, and so
it's an organism.
It's an organism. It's even though it's individual cells, they still communicate to each other and talk and almost.
Wouldn't you love to be in a cellar?
They're not truly multicellular, but they talk to each other. They look like kind of as a biomass, and so you can influence them in certain ways.
Yeah.
And music is a way you can influence them. And
you know what,
so
Matt?
I firmly believe playing music, certain music changes the way that they react with
I'm really happy that you decided to come from Napa to Paso Robles. And I know exactly, you haven't told us exactly what it was about Paso that drew you in when you left Napa. But you're doing something really unique here that not a lot of other people are doing, and you're doing a great job with it. And it's just nice to have that kind of portfolio for Paso Robles. As well as for the rest of us.
Yeah, I love
Why
Paso.
What brought you to Paso? Had you been here before?
Because Napa's for auto parts. Oh my God, I just made that up.
Wow.
I just made that up.
Yeah, I actually hate that.
Isn't that a Jim Norman joke?
Yeah,
he told me that he came up with that.
Napa makes some of the most prestigious, phenomenally amazing, cab in the world, and anybody that says differently maybe has their head in the sand. But Paso is the most dynamic, interesting, unique area. We have so many microclimates. We have so many things from east to west. It's a huge, huge AVA, and you have so many little unique, special vineyards and sections. Like Napa is, it's got some terroir, north to south.
But Napa's,
but
isn't Napa just 3-4 decades ahead of us? I mean, why?
Technologically speaking, yeah, they are. They really are.
And they specialize kind of in one thing.
Cab.
They're a little bit
We will do everything in Paso better than Napa except for Cab.
Sure.
And even Paso Cab, it depends on your palate. Wine's a very personal thing.
Yeah.
Very personal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there is nothing wrong if you think Paso Cab is better than Napa Cab. Doesn't bother me.
Well, there's a lot of cab that comes from Paso that gets shipped to Napa,
That's
right?
true.
It does.
That's
it absolutely does.
More than you would believe.
Oh, it's a huge number. It's shocking, actually. So there's nothing wrong. If you prefer Paso Cab to Napa, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
And that's kind of a good. It leads to you should really drink what you like, and that's what you go to MCV.
Exactly.
You could try the rosé, you could try the 1105, you try the Petite Syrah, and maybe you're a Cab person, maybe you're a white person or this or that, white wine person. Don't want the emails, and you can really just see what you like and subjectively and that's what it comes down to. When you're drinking wine, you're talking about wine. There's no right or wrong. There are no stupid questions. Just drink what you like.
Yep, that's exactly right, and that's what I push. And I make so many different styles of wine based on vineyard, based on blend, based on all kinds of different things that they almost are different. Like the two Petite Syrahs we just had, they're completely. They're both Petite Syrah, but they're completely different because one is.
Are they made the same way in the cellar? Is it just the vineyard?
I make them completely differently
cool.
because of the vineyard location.
Wow.
And so they end up being almost different wines.
Yeah.
And it's just. It's so fascinating what you can do with grapes and make wine. You can just make so many unique and beautiful things.
Hit that dinner again. When is it?
It is August 7th, and we are giving away 2 tickets to this dinner. All you have to do is either come by the winery and take a selfie and send it to us, post on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, or you can just take a picture with a bottle of MCV, send it to us, post on Instagram, something like that, and we are going to follow that for the next week, and we are going to do a drawing next week at 6 p.m. On Sunday and pick 2 winners that get 2 free tickets to our winemaker dinner.
That's awesome.
All right, very nice. Do it right now. MCVWines.com, by the way. They're in Tin City. Cheers. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with the Cork Dorks Mission Square. Stick around. We got live entertainment just seconds away, minutes away. How about that?
Wild the Coyote in the house.
All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow for Get